What's up, everybody? I'm Thomas with World Animal Foundation, and today I'm going to be talking about the Halo 3 collar. Now, the Halo 3 collar is a smart collar with tracking and containment features in it. It utilizes GPS, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. If it's got a wireless something or another, this collar's got it built in. I'm going to cover the whole thing today. We're going to do an unboxing, the app usage, pairing, setting up the app, connecting the collar, the various features of the collar, and there are a lot of them to cover, so we'll try to do our best to keep things as simple as possible. The training beacon that comes with it, I'm going to do a field test with it today, walk things out, show you how you create your virtual fencing. Talk about the pricing and subscription, so it's a lot of territory to cover, a lot of real estate, so stick with me till the end, hit that like and subscribe button, and let's dig in. The Halo 3 comes with quite a few extra little accessories and items, unlike a lot of other smart collars currently on the market. As you can see, you've got your little clamp here for adding on your end caps. When you use the perfect fit system to cut off excess collar, you just put another end cap on there to replace it. You've got your little magnetic charger, which pops onto the USB-C cable for easy charging. And if I could pick up the little beacon here, I'll go over this a little bit throughout the video as well. There's your little end cap, which replaces the old one if you have to cut off any excess. And of course, you got your little probes that screw on there if you need them. Like I said in the intro, this collar right here is absolutely loaded with features. We got AI machine learning GPS, so the GPS actually improves as you go along. And this is actually an added feature with the Halo 2 Plus version, the previous iteration of the Halo 3. The AI machine learning was part of a fairly recent update to that collar as well, but this collar comes with it as pretty much stock software, so you don't have to worry about that. They've got extra battery life. Halo advertises it as up to 24 hours, or I believe the previous Halo 2 Plus was like, I want to say 21 to 22 hours. You get universal cellular coverage, and what that means is no matter where you go, Halo will drop the weak cell carrier in that area and pick up the strongest one. So if T-Mobile is stronger at the moment, they've got a better carrier there in that area, it will drop the slow one and pick up the new one no matter where you go. It's also got a magnetic charging port, which I love because my dogs like to get down and dirty and rough outside and play around, and that keeps dirt and debris and leaves and all kinds of gunk from getting up inside the port. All you got to do is pop your little magnet on there, and it charges just like normal with a USB-C function, so you can do fast charging on here. It's got the perfect fit system, which I also like. It comes with, the collar arrives with all of the stuff that you need to fit it to your dog, and then cut off the excess and place your new end piece on there, so it looks like it was never cut to begin with. It's a pretty nice system. You'll like it. It's hard not to like it, because that's a common problem with some of these smart collars, is just having too much excess smart collar, something you don't need. Comes in various colors. You know, the previous iterations were kind of bland, didn't have a whole lot of colors with them. This one you get like 4 different colors. Improved durability, which is, you know, a basic function you should have with any kind of new collar upgrade. Your virtual fences, you can create up to 20 of them, and you can walk your fence out, which I'll do here in a little bit, or you can draw it out with your hands. You've got activity tracking on here. Now the activities for stuff like, you know, how often your dog's sleeping, how much they get up or run around, the kind of exercise they're getting. The prevention tracking is, you know, how many times your dog tried to cross the boundaries that you create. And of course you get all those alerts right on your phone. It wouldn't be any purpose of having a smart app that integrates with a collar if they didn't actually do any integrating. So you also have one of the most robust training features I've ever seen on a smart collar app, period. It is absolutely loaded with video training guides, especially stuff with Cesar Millan. I mean, it's unbelievable when you look at it. You scroll through this stuff, you've got tons of video training. You also, with the subscriptions, you get face-to-face customer service, which can involve some of the training or any issues you find to have with the collar. And last but not least, it's got LED lighting. Now, you sit there and think about that, and you're like, what do I need that for? Well, if you're tracking your dog down at night and you turn that LED light on the collar, man, that makes a whole difference right there, especially if your dogs are like my Dobermans. They've got dark fur. I mean, you can't see them at night, and they're slick. They're little ninjas. You can't hear them either. So having that LED light is absolutely instrumental. The Halo 3 collar app is available on Android and iOS devices. I'm using an iOS device, so the app is pretty self-explanatory. It's a Halo collar app. Take a few seconds to download, then you get some nice little warm, welcoming scenes here before you start kind of filling out your information. You'll need to, just like anything else, you need to create a sign-in, username, password, things of that nature. And then you get into kind of the nitty-gritty of the smart collar and setting up everything, making permission, allowing for different permissions for your phone and whatnot. And the actual hookup or the actual pairing of the collar is not too difficult at all. You just press and release the power button while the Halo 3 is on its charger. And then you just kind of sit back, relax, and let your phone do the rest of the work until it comes time for you to enter in the Wi-Fi information. Now, the Wi-Fi information, I go with a 2.4 gigahertz just because it's got longer range. You can use the 5.0 gigahertz if you want to. I just don't think that that'll have suitable range for dealing with your backyard, especially if you have an extensive, large backyard. Anyway, the app and the collar will work to fill out the rest of the information once you set up your Wi-Fi, and then it's really a matter of just sitting down and filling out your dog's profile. Cute little picture, whatever makes sense to you. Since my Doberman Aries is a red or rust Doberman, I went ahead and picked the red color for him, just because that makes the most sense to me. But, it's a degree of personalization that you don't get with a lot of apps. So feel free to use it to, whatever extent you want to. And then the rest is just stuff that will go along with their activity tracking, which is a feature in this collar. How much they rest, how much your dogs move around, things of that nature. It sets it all up for you in a nice, pretty little graph. One of the other little things I wanted to bring up, which I really love about the Halo 3 collar, and I've got two of these little things. These are the Halo training beacons. Now, there's 4 types of beacons, but you get 1 training beacon in the box per collar. So I've got 2 because I have a Halo 2 Plus collar and I have a Halo 3 collar. These little things are invaluable because the Halo doesn't have something, the spot-on features like a keep-out zone within your zone. That's where these little things come in handy. And like I said, there's 4 of them. Each one has its own little weatherproofing, waterproofing, its own little mechanism of operation. Also, it's great. It's got this little loop right here. You can fit it on their collar, so it's great for taking your dog out. If you've got it set to deactivate the fence, you can pop it on your dog's collar or just even put it on your keychain. Anytime you latch your dog on a leash and go walk them, you're going to be within that sphere, and it's going to deactivate the collar so you can go right through your virtual fence without any problems, without your dog getting any kind of correction or anything. These also are preventative. Like if you don't want your dog going in the bathroom, gets in the garbage a lot, or the kitchen, that's our big thing is the kitchen, trying to get in that garbage in there, even though they're well fed. How dogs are, they've got to get in that garbage. So I keep one of these. One goes on with a sliding glass door. The other one goes in that kitchen. That kitchen, I have it set to prevent. So it's like its own little keep out zone. The dog tries to go in the kitchen and their collar activates just like it does if they're trying to pass through the virtual fence outside. So those 2 features alone make these little quarter-sized things absolutely perfect and an essential part of the Halo 3. Now, the Halo collar offers you 2 different ways to lay out your fences. The first one is the hand-drawn. As you can see here, I'm just simply touching the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, and close the rectangle. Now, you can do this in a number of different ways. You can do it in a hexagon if you feel like it. It doesn't really matter as long as you close it when you're done. As far as walking it out, it's pretty simple to set up. It does have to find your collar for some reason, even though it's right on your shoulder. And as you'll see in my intro video to walking out the fence, I'm wearing it on my shoulder. And then you basically start just walking, or what I do is walk to my first spot where I want the first post to be, which is, you can see the little icon moving here. And word of advice, it's always going to be just a hair behind you, maybe a second or 2 behind you, the icon, behind where you're actually walking. So once you get to that spot and select add GPS, make sure you've kind of stood there for a second, allowing it to catch up. So once I reach that first position, I hit add GPS. And as you can see, it dropped a fence post for me. And then I simply walk to the next part, which is, you can't see it in this angle, but it's actually the very beginning of the chicken side of the yard. I have chickens and Indian runner ducks, and they have their own fenced off area. So I simply walked right up to that fence, gave it a second or two, and planted my next post by hitting add GPS again. Then this is going to kind of form a rectangular area here. Just walk all the way down to my actual physical fence outlining my yard and drop my next post. And then I'll walk all the way back up to almost right directly in front of my house exterior wall and drop my next post. And you have to be a little bit careful here because you want to walk as close as possible to your first post once you're done setting all your posts. And as you'll see here, I'll get to where I'm nearly right on top of it. That way, when you go ahead and plant your final post, it automatically connects them for you, and it doesn't think that, you know, there's multiple posts out there. It's a really intuitive way to do it, and it's far more accurate, I find, than drawing it out with your fingers, because if you draw it out with your fingers and you have a yard like mine with a lot of tree canopy, you're going to have to do trial and error multiple times because you're going to get it wrong. Walking it works better. Plus, Halo recently dropped their price from $6.99 to $5.99. That's for the Halo 3 collar. So if you've been looking into it and are excited about checking the collar out, it's now $100 cheaper. If you want to use the Halo, you have to have a subscription. And they come in 3 tiers for the monthly plan, which is $5.99 a month for your basic, $9.99 a month for your silver, and $29.99 a month for your gold. And that gets you a lot of features, especially when it comes to the online app usage and access to certain training modules and things of that nature. Now, you get your basic training modules and all that stuff without paying for hardly anything. But if you want even your most basic usage of the collar, you have to have that $5.99 a month subscription plan. It also has annual plans. Now, it reduces the monthly cost a little bit, like the $5.99 drops to $5.09 and the $9.99 drops to $8 and some change, but you have to obviously pay for it on a 1, 2, and I believe 5-year overall plan, all up front 1 year. That about wraps things up for the Halo 3 collar review. Yes, I'm wearing it on my shoulder because wearing it on my neck would be absolutely ridiculous, and I've got to get it on the video somehow, so here it is. And it kind of fits snug, actually. Questions, concerns, don't forget to leave a comment on there. I try to jump on at least once a day to check over the comments and concerns and answer whatever questions you have. Definitely remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Without those likes and subscriptions, the channel can't grow and I can't bring more content, so do me a favor. Other than that, y'all have a fantastic day and we'll catch you on the next video.